just keep on having all these strange thoughts.
What kind of thoughts?
Just thoughts.
Everybody says something stupid at one point. Unfortunately for these people, their stupid quotes are forever on public record.
Let me finish my question, dog.
Man, man.
Let me hear the question.
You don't have
man.
the answers.
I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dumb things said by celebrities.
Honestly, I think we should just trust our president in every decision that he makes, and we should just support that, and be faithful.
For this list, we're taking a look at the dumbest, most offensive, and most insane things to come out of the mouths of famous individuals.
I think it'd be actually...
However, we've excluded politicians, as they deserve a list of their own someday. We've also left out incredibly racist quotes like Mel Gibson's anti-Jewish tirade.
That's what happens. Too much pressure, too much work. You do things that go against good judgment.
Number 10. Smoking kills. If you're killed, you've lost a very important part of your life. Brooke Shields.
A waterfall in the middle of the desert. It's breathtaking.
Brooke Shields is an outspoken anti-smoking activist, and to be fair, her heart is probably in the right place.
What are you doing?
Trying to cheer you up. Come on, laugh, come on.
It's not gonna work.
After all, this nasty habit can lead to premature aging, cancer, and death. But can we really take advice from a woman who seemingly doesn't understand that when you die, you cease to live at all anymore?
I don't know what's wrong with me when I say the things I say.
It goes to show that just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you should take up a cause. Leave it to people with some comprehension of how life and death function.
Brooke Shields felt so strongly about the harmful effects of smoking that she decided to transmit those feelings through this poster.
Number 9. I won't go into a big spiel about reincarnation, but the first time I was in a Gucci store in Chicago was the closest I've ever felt to home. Kanye West. Oh, Kanye. Sweet, beautiful Kanye.
You've been putting up with my shit just way too long.
You've said some of the most hilariously asinine things in the history of mankind, and we love/hate you for it.
You ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
Relax. I'm asking you
You
a
ain't been
question.
doing the education.
However, among all your classic anecdotes, it's hard to top your discovery of the Gucci store. Surrounded by designer handbags, jewelry, and sunglasses, you must have been a kid in Willy Wonka's factory.
Grandpa, look at Augustus.
Don't worry, he can't drink it all.
Seeing how this visit was such a transcendent experience, maybe you should consider permanently relocating to a Gucci store. Just put $100 in the douchebag jar before you leave.
Let's have a toast for the douchebags. Let's have a toast for the assholes. Let's have a toast for the scumbags. Every one of them that I know.
Number 8. I think that the film Clueless was very deep. I think it was deep in the way that it was very light. I think lightness has to come from a very deep place if it's true lightness. Alicia Silverstone.
Slept with my dog and kissed my dog, and I just had to wonder why I was choosing to love him so much, but these other animals I was cutting up and eating them.
Clueless was a funny, light-hearted teen comedy that occasionally managed to say something meaningful about youth.
Dee, don't you want to use your popularity for a good cause?
Enough said. Alicia Silverstone simply couldn't find the right words to describe Clueless, however, amounting to her senselessly rambling about how lightness and deepness are one and the same.
As if.
At least that's what we think she was trying to get across. This comment was so baffling that Silverstone won the Plain English campaign's dubious Foot in Mouth award.
Great, what was that all about?
That's what you get for trying to sound deep when you have nothing deep to say. As if.
I never potty trained my son, ever, because what I do, I like to think of myself as the potty whisperer. I practiced this thing called elimination communications.
Number 7. The whale shark diatribe, Tara Reid.
And then I see, like, whale sharks. I'm like, oh, that must mean a whale and a shark have sex.
Tara Reid often gets categorized as a ditzy blonde, and frankly, it's hard to argue against the stereotype after watching her in this episode of Shark After Dark.
All right, I don't want to, like, really sound stupid when I do this show today.
In an attempt to sound intelligent, Reid learned a little education on sharks and found out about the whale shark species. And, to her surprise, the whale shark is not the product of a whale and shark mating.
And then I realized that whales were mammals, And sharks are animals. They have nothing to do with each other.
Did you ever see a tiger shark?
It's hard to find the right words to describe this rant, as Reed digs herself deeper and deeper into stupidity. Josh Wolf's expression pretty much says it all, though.
But the whale shark is kind of interesting. He's not so mean. He's like a killer.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Number 6. Everything he's ever said on Twitter, Jaden Smith.
So, for example, here's some tweets from Jaden. If a bookstore never runs out of a certain book, does, and he spells does, D-O-S-E, does that mean that nobody reads it or everybody reads it?
Twitter has become a cesspool for people to make brainless remarks, and no celebrity has offered a more faux philosophical collection of tweets than Jaden Smith.
You're Yoda, and I'm like a Jedi.
Whether he's discussing how school is brainwashing the youth or waxing wise about the intelligence of newborn babies, you can always count on Jaden to write something foolish in 140 characters or less. It is possible that he's just joking around with his followers. The more likely explanation, however, is that he's another naive kid who wants to be enlightened, but just comes off as pretentious.
What? I don't get it. Number
5. I don't think there is anything particularly wrong in hitting a woman, Sean Connery. It's no wonder James Bond can't hold on to a romantic partner for more than one movie, because apparently after getting the girl, he physically abuses her. In a 1965 Playboy interview, Sean Connery claimed that hitting a woman is no biggie. Though he did qualify the statement by saying that he doesn't recommend you do it in the same way that you hit a man.
Whoa.
And since the women's liberation movement of the late 60s, his declaration became even more shocking. Connery was given a chance to apologize for his remarks in an interview with Barbara Walters over 2 decades later. However, the so-called ladies' man firmly stood by his words.
As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist, it's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
You don't think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it.
Number 4.
Is this chicken what I have, or is this fish? I know it's tuna, but it says chicken by the sea.
Jessica Simpson.
That's stupid.
It's clear that you've said something unbelievably dim-witted when Nick Lachey is rolling his eyes at your comments.
That might be a new record.
In the premiere episode of Newlyweds, Jessica Simpson is unable to tell if she's eating tuna or chicken based on the brand Chicken of the Sea.
What?
Her new husband shakes his head in disapproval, likely pondering what he's gotten himself into. This treasured moment provides a solid explanation for why these two broke up, and why Jessica should really think before she speaks.
You know, because a lot of people eat tuna, it's like a lot of people eat chicken, so it's like the chicken of the sea.
Okay, I understand now. I read it wrong.
Number 3. Anne was a great girl. Hopefully she would have been a believer. Justin Bieber.
If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. I could take you places you ain't never been before. Baby, take a chance so you'll never ever know. I got money in my hands that I really like to blow.
Justin, we know that you view yourself as God's gift to the world. But could you please leave the death of a Holocaust victim out of your ego trip?
No, I mean, it's just normal. I mean, no, it's not crazy.
If Anne Frank were still alive today, we'd like to think she'd be using her influence to tear down the walls of intolerance, not promoting a spoiled pop star. It's hard to decide what's more ridiculous, that Justin described Anne Frank as a potential believer or as simply a great girl. That's like saying Hitler was just a mean guy.
I'm out. Time to hit up a strip club. Peace. Believe.
Number 2.
I'm tired of pretending like I'm not bitching a total freaking rock star from Mars.
Charlie Sheen.
People can't figure me out. They can't process me. I don't expect them to. You can't process me with a normal brain.
You know what? This one actually might not be all that dumb. Would anyone really be surprised if it turned out Charlie Sheen was a rockin' Martian who was sent to Earth to destroy the fabric of human existence?
Look, I don't have to tell you. You know the rule. If you can't confirm it...
Then it doesn't exist. Well, what asshole made up that rule? Can we fire him instead?
It makes perfect sense. What doesn't make any sense are Sheen's accusations that he's underpaid, an innocent victim, and winning.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Get back in your spaceship, which we assume is fueled by beer or something, and return to your home planet.
I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed, I have one gear. Go!
Before we groan at our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Number 1.
Everything bad that can happen to a person has happened to me.
Paris Hilton. Yes, Paris, you must really know what true suffering is. After all, you spent like a microsecond in prison and occasionally get mocked by talk show hosts.
It's hard because I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life.
Sure, you have countless millions, zero responsibility, and security for life. But nothing can compensate for what you've endured. Forget all those silly people living with handicaps and diseases. You're the true saint.
Oh my gosh,
She's here.
Seriously though, this is possibly the dumbest thing ever uttered by anyone, celebrity or not. But what do you expect from somebody who doesn't even know that London is in England?
Paris Hilton is not happy. Paris Hilton is angry at a website for saying that she has a sexually transmitted disease, and she wants to shut down the website. Yeah, which may be difficult because it's the website for the Center for Disease Control.
Do you agree with our list? Which celebrity quotes made you facepalm? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I wish a big book with all the answers to every question in the world would drop out of the sky and land in my hand right now. I'd read it till I knew everything.
Oh, Richard, you can't know everything.